Hello once again, YouTube, and welcome to another video, and it's Christmas! Yes, it's finally Christmas. I got so many presents. Like, for crying out loud. Look. Now, if this album doesn't say Christmas to you, I don't know what does. Yeah. Let's just put that in the background because it's a really good album. Listen to the first half of it, and got these, so I can chow down on them. Yeah, I'll try to speak normally, but as you can see, I'm already speaking weirdly. Got some action figures. Oh, by the way, he didn't come with that. Nicked it off him. Who came back a pack. These two fairy dudes are like a fucking range trooper. No, that's another one, is it? Yeah, I think you've already seen it. Anyway, it's not important. Well, it is, but not at the moment. But it is time, since there is no Doctor Who on today, I am going to replace my review of the Christmas special, which will never happen for this year, with season review, because damn, this season was very decisive and I didn't want to review it when it came out, because, well, it's a bit I think it's the most polarizing Doctor Who. It's the one that didn't feel like Doctor Who for some reason, in my mind. Felt different. There wasn't much, like, even when Doctor Who was shit in the past, there was something to criticise there. There's something to say. Unfortunately, we didn't get that with this season, so I've decided to place it upon myself to do a whole entire review. First, characters. Let's start with the good one. Graham. Fucking good character, I tell you. Honestly, it's a really good character. Yeah, Graham's a good character. Bradley Walsh acts his heart out. I think he gets so much depth due to, spoiler alert, the death of his love, Grace. His wife, Grace. She died. And due to Tim Kershaw. That's his fucking stupid name. Anyway, yeah. So she died, and he was constantly being haunted by it. And then there's an alien entity in the penultimate episode that took the form of it as sort of a siren. And he's like, fucking hell. And he was the best actor of them. He was humorous. He was also, he could be angry, could have several emotions. Then we go on to Ryan, played by, no, we don't have to say their names. Anyway, yeah, he's okay. He's okay. Quite funny. had a disability, which of course it would. Because you notice this season is a bit, let's just say, some people are starting to notice that Doctor Who is a bit SJW. Gee. Wow. Ooh. Jeepers. My God. Yeah, it has always been political and such. The politics surrounding the show. Like, did the first story, the Daleks, actually mention Nazis by name? No, it didn't. So it wasn't in Doctor Who, but in this episode they mentioned fucking Donald Trump by name in the worst episode of the fucking series, which I'll get onto a little bit because I want to get this video done and over with because I kind of found this season underwhelming and I don't really want to put a lot of effort into this video because why should I, since the creators didn't put a lot of effort into the fucking show. Jeez. Sometimes underwhelming is worse than good or bad. I tell you. I put a YouTube comment defending mediocre films, or a video where mediocre films were apparently the doom of cinema. I said, no, because not everything has to be a cinematic masterpiece. But I realised my stupidity right after that because, well, mediocre films are the worst ones. Bland, boring films. Like, you can get enjoyment from The Room. You can as much enjoyment from The Room as you can get from The Godfather Part 2, but they're completely separate kind of ones. And then you go into the middle and it's just plain boring. There's not much to talk about in this. Okay, he's a good character. Up next, we go on to the Doctor. Doctor I have a few grievances with. Not because she's played by a woman. I wasn't sure why there was a big fucking deal since we already had a female Doctor, but that wasn't very popular, but it was in the news, but you might say, oh, it was an alternative reality Doctor, and I might say, oh, what about the one in the Curse of Fatal Death? No, that was a spoof. What about Romana? That's not the Doctor. Why does the Doctor need to be female? Because reasons, I guess. But Romana can have her own show, you know. I wouldn't mind. She's already got Gallifrey. I mean, come on. For fuck's sake, man. I didn't mind it. I was like, who cares? I would have preferred, the Olivia Colman as a Doctor. She could do serious and funny. Take a look at Peep Show and then have a look at, fucking Broadchurch. And you can see the range on this actor. Jodie Whittaker was good. But one of the most blandest Doctors there ever was. You had terrible Doctors like Tennant, who just yabber on stuff, and I promptly upset a lot of my fan base. I'm sorry. He's not terrible. No Doctor is terrible. They always have the high moments, but Tennant had a load of low moments, especially in Series 2. Actually, that's his worst season. The rest of them are good or really good. Yeah. So, yeah. At least he had a personality. He had different sides of that personality. He had a trait that isn't just nice. keep that in mind, the word nice, because it's going to come up. And then you have doctors like the third Doctor, action hero Danny, who could get a little bit emotional sometimes, and Ride in the Sunset and Bessie and the Green Death, which I really want to review once I get it on DVD. Or once the Blu-ray comes up for those. Oh, I want those season Blu-ray things. Those look really nice, don't they? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And they had Tom Baker, the same. All these doctors had like various moods, but they had a single character trait that isn't what all doctors are meant to be: nice people. And then you have Jodie Whittaker. Ugh. Like, I mean, ugh. Well, what's a character? What do we describe her doctor? Tom Baker was the clown. Third Doctor was John Pertwee was James Bond. Colin Baker was the arrogant asshole. Peter Davison was the Edwardian adventure. Sylvester McCoy was the manipulative bastard. Magnificent bastard. Best Doctor, by the way. John Hurt was a war veteran. Christopher Eccleston was the was suffering from PTSD doctor with a northern accent. David Tennant was I don't know what to say. First up, and William Hartnell was the granddad, and Peter Capaldi was the uncle, and Matt Smith was... Yeah, they all had a personality, didn't they? This Doctor, well, everybody's calling her the nice Doctor. That's not a fucking personality trait. That's just what all doctors are meant to be. Nice. Even when they're a bit... Even the not very nice doctors can be nice and heartfelt. I mean, come on. So it's just really... So basically they're trying to tell me they're basically trying to make an excuse for the fact that she's just bland. All knowing, all good doing. Oh, I'm Jesus. Look at me. I died for your sins. Bullcrap. I'm the best. I know everything here. There's like one episode where she wasn't right and she was a bit of an a-hole and she realised that and she said, I'm sorry. Okay, and she liked slowly killing a creature, starving it of food, but she didn't like somebody shooting that creature as sort of a humane way of taking it out of its fucking misery. She is kind of a bastard, let's be honest. She is anti-gun as fuck. If you fuck around with her, if you point a gun, even at a bloody Dalek, yeah, or a Cyberman, or any of those evil creatures that are long since past saving, she's like, no, you can't use that. Every other doctor didn't mind using a fucking gun. when the situation calls. But yeah, when the situation calls for it, of course. But this doctor doesn't. But sometimes she she likes killing things. If it doesn't mean she doesn't use a fucking gun. I mean, come on. That makes no sense. I'm out of here. Oh. Oh, I'm back. I've finished the review. Anyway, yeah, so the Doctor's boring. Next, on to Yaz, the most underdeveloped character of the series. She got 0 time for development. Yeah, let's move on. This review's already past the 15-minute mark. No, 16-minute mark. Crikey. Okay, now on to the episodes. Okay, first one, woman who fell to earth. Yes. What a way to start a series. Let's just say it was very fast paced. The pacing was good. The acting was good for the most part. A few iffy moments. We got to know all the characters except for Yaz. And Grace, you actually felt for her, and she felt like the most realist person who has ever come in contact with the Doctor, and almost possibly could have been a companion if she didn't meet her unfortunate death. And when she does, you feel it. I quite like the design of Tim Kershaw, and he was a really good villain, and very sadistic. He's basically like an evil version of the Tooth Fairy, but instead of replacing your teeth for money, he puts them on his face. And he also is a cheater. So it was a really good episode. Okay, we gotta go fast with these episodes. I would give it a 7 out of 10. Next, we're on to the Ghost Monument. Yeah. We all knew. Come on, the twist that the Ghost Monument is the TARDIS. We all knew it was coming. But it didn't have the TARDIS in the episode. So of course, Cliffhanger was really good for episode 1, by the way. That was really good. But this episode was all fucking talk. We didn't get... Chris Chibnall does not understand basic storytelling techniques. Show, don't tell. We get to hear all these interesting stories, all these riveting stories that could have made good drama on their own, but instead we get to hear them via dialogue. Oh. And this is the episode that introduces the gun pilots thing. And the Doctor previously said, I'm not a part of that, but that is not a violent. But they spend so much fucking time. They spend 5 minutes on it. And it's clear they're trying to push an agenda. With previous stories, it wasn't clear. They didn't just say, oh, factorism is bad. Guns are bad. Also, people are. It's a fucking complex issue. But she didn't mind Bradley Walsh burning those wrapping paper. Yeah, also, most of the villains are gonna go downhill from here. Like in the next episode, the Saranga Conundrum. It's a good episode. I didn't mind the pregnant man. yes, believe it or not, I complained about the gun control bit, but I didn't mind the pregnant man. Who cares? Who fucking gives a shit? Also, probably wasn't gay, probably slept with a woman, for fuck's sake. Anyway, yeah, the creature, the Pating, is one of the most shittest looking creatures ever. Like, for fuck's sake. It's not really that believable. I mean, this looked more believable than that in the episode. In certain scenes, they were getting character development, but there was no sense of urgency. They just stopped the plot, like in Moffat seasons before. My God, it's like he's carrying those same traits of being shit. My God, he is Moffat. Why is everybody complaining about it? Oh yeah, woman, yeah. Next, and like saying Stephen Moffat was really good and Matt Smith is really good. What were you thinking, people? Next. Oh, and also bit when the Doctor has to apologise to the Doctor, the best actor in the whole entire episode. I mean, yeah, that was a good moment where she gets some character development and she's told no means no. Oh wait, we missed Rosa, didn't we? Rosa, best episode of this season, outside of Pete Demons and Pinja. But okay, so and also Clubban. Anyway, yeah, Rosa was really good. Pure historical episode. It wasn't a pure historical episode. Could have made a great pure historical episode. Brilliant. Classic. But then we realise that they're just so bloody scared of having pure historicals, aren't they? They can't. This story works well without a bloody antagonist from the future. Why do you need antagonists from the future? That makes no sense. And that antagonist is absolute shit, I tell thee. No, I'm being serious. The first, when he first meets the Doctor, he goes back into the shadows, and he's like, burst out laughing, like, is this meant to be comedy? I guess I meant to make, racism's ugly, what, but, we're meant to be scared of the villains, so I think it could have worked well, and it realistically depicts the harsh treatment of black people back in America. It wasn't a good year for black people, 1950s. But then, and it talks about Rosa, where the great civil rights activist, He even has a cameo from Martin Luther King. And they look remarkably like, both of them look remarkably like their actual historical counterparts. What? The end does feel a bit rushed because felt like a PowerPoint presentation, like a history lesson, and everybody's like, oh, it's fucking shit, the ending. Also, another thing that's shit about the ending, fucking song, fucking pop song. Fucking doesn't even have anything to do with the moment, and it continues into the closing credits. Pick a bigger song that is more suited to the era. I don't even care if it's in the 60s. Actually, I would care if it's in the 60s because that would be cool. Because there are several songs about revolution. You could have like a quiet version of the revolution to go alongside of it, because that's what by the Beatles, because that's what Rosa Parks was championing for. God. But anyway, the episode's good. I would give it an 9 out of 10. The last episode I would give a good old 6 out of 10, eh? And then, oh boy, Arachnids in the UK. Oh, God. Oh, never have I been more disappointed with a piece of Doctor Who media. Oh, fuck's sake. The concept of spiders have been used to death. Even in Doctor Who, there's been 2 episodes of spiders, and if we count the expanded universe, there's been multiple stuff with spiders. There's Planet of the Spiders. It's where the clown turns out to be a spider, and Lord of the Rings, and The Hobbit, and then the Marvel's journey into mystery. Oh yeah, and also they did Spider-Man. He was turned into an actual spider, believe it or not, and his clone turned into an actual spider, more than spider-like actually. Yeah, So it's overdone. It's played out. It is fucking played out. You also have more boring talking and standing around and saying things instead of showing this thing. This is not what I want. This is this fucking exposition, the show now, isn't it? I'm kind of disappointed, Chibnall. Then, we're not even on the worst part. The worst part is fucking Diet Trump. He is one of the worst, most pointless characters in the whole entire universe who doesn't learn a fucking lesson. And it gives kids the wrong impression to cage a creature and not feed it for weeks instead of fucking, or even melting it to death so it can have more agony instead of fucking giving it a more humane death. Yes, I know, putting it in the back and shooting it is not a very nice thing, but it's more nicer than melting it with acid. You disgust me, BBC. Shame. I bet Badger Cullen would be much worse if they had to spread acid onto the badgers. It would be fucking disgusting. Ugh. And he's poorly acted. He wasn't even needed in the episode. Next! Okay. Warning, I may have forgotten. It was Demons of the Punjab is next, and it's better than most of the stuff that came before, but it's sort of like one of those movies that is hard to watch. There's documentary movies that they show like real horrible things that actually happened in real life. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, it is. God, because it talks about a part of history that even now, even in the 21st century, we're not being told this in school. Like, I'm gonna look inside my history book and tell you if it comes up. comes the church, all kind of zombie to say, marching through for the enemy. Yeah, it doesn't mention it. Doesn't mention it at all. Yeah, so that's how much they regard it, because we're not really proud of it. It's not our finest hour, where we forcibly, it's basically, for people who don't know, it's basically when we, the Brits, forcibly split India into two countries, one for Muslims and one for the other one I can't remember. And yes, Hindus, yeah. Yes, and it's quite shocking, and some of the imagery is just fucking, and it uses show, don't tell, which makes this guy much more qualified than Chibnall. For fuck's sake, Chibnall, can you actually allow us to see the events? But of course not. Because that would be good storytelling, wouldn't it? Yes, so it's a really good episode. The creatures were very fascinating. Everybody did performances was top notch. So yeah, that it's lit, very lit. Yes. On to the next episode. Oh, this is already 32 minutes. I can see this going long. Okay, so next episode is Club Bam. Oh, this fucking episode. It's really good. It's really good. It's basically commentary on how Amazon are assholes, which we all know Amazon are assholes. But we still buy stuff from them, except for me, because I don't have a credit card. Yeah, believe it or not. Even those gift cards that you can buy stuff. Hooray! So, I have some integrity. I get it. It's a reference to South Park. Anyway, yeah, so this is all good. The Kabam bots are an interesting idea. They're not the villains themselves, but the wrapping paper is, because this eco-terrorist, yeah, it kind of says that kind of gives off the wrong messages again, but it's not as bad as arachnids in the UK, because it still says that Amazon are evil, which we all know, and yes, it's a really good, fun episode with so much energy and references to the past. My God, I'm calling the new series The Past. Ugh. Yeah, so that's fun. All the characters were fascinating and interesting, and nobody just stood and talked everything. We were allowed to look at the story, and then we got. Ooh. Hang on a second. I forgot. I forgot what was the next episode. Oh. Okay, this is my clone army. Let's go on to the internet, shall we? Because I can't remember It's probably the Witchfinders. Yeah, I think it was the Witchfinders. I may have been doing this out of order. In fact, I'm sure I've been doing this out of order. So, yes. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's showing me an interesting video that I want to watch whilst I'm making a video myself. Yes, it is the Witchfinders, it is. Oh, I'm a little bit confused now. Yeah, so, next episode, Witchfinders. Yay! It was okay. I like the bit at the beginning was really good. Alan Cummings was fucking incredible. Oh shit! It's on Nagas. See what I did now? Anyway, yeah, it's good. But everything else is just boring. These happen like that, but it's just a bit boring. There's so many fucking innuendos that you could fill a landmine with them. Villains were boring. Well, she wasn't interesting at all. And yeah, it was. I got nothing to see. I have nothing to say about these episodes. And then we're gonna go on to It Takes You Away, episode 9. It was pretty good. It was very good, actually. One of the most trippiest episodes. It sort of had several things going on. Several threats. Like the weird golem guy, elf guy, who gave them a lamp. And they did the morph lamp